There are a million stories behind every milepost. Have you ever been on a road trip and wondered about all the things and places you drive by, but you don't have time to stop? Uh-oh, that's weird, huh? Did you guys get it? I don't know what's going on. Is it that? Do you see it?
Yeah, I'm not sure there,
I
Angus.
s- I
I
see the front of
apologize. I
the
don't know
screen.
why. Oh, hold on. I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. I see everybody and I see a whiteboard.
You might be on another screen.
Do you see just I don't even know where my cursor is. That's what's so weird.
We see your
Stop
first
share.
slide. There are a million stories behind every milepost.
Right, but I thought I was going to, I apologize for I don't see my cursor. Hold on, let me hit escape. Is that good? All right, let's just try this. There are a million stories behind every milepost. Have you ever been, let me see where my cursor is. I don't even see the cursor, but at any rate, I apologize. There are a million stories behind every milepost. Have you ever been on a road trip and wondered about all the things and places you drive by, but you don't have time to stop? Well, welcome to the Spoken Road. The RoadSpoke app turns highways into nonstop talking tours, local story, history, science, sports, scandals, fast facts, and famous folks. But really, RoadSpoke is a new type of GPS search engine. It just masquerades as an auto tour. RoadSpoke uses audio and your location to deliver geo-relevant information. Think Alexa of place. It uses different existential prism to Google for information. What happened here? What famous person walked here? After sleep, work, and watching screens, driving is the fourth biggest occupation of an American's time. Americans spend 40 minutes a day in hard to reach cars. To unwrap the app intuitively into America's consciousness, we use the most traveled interstates as narrative spines from which all else will flesh out. The problem is driving gets dull, so people want variety. Over the course of a trip, they will switch from radio to their own music to podcasts, even books on tape. But none of these is linked to your immediate location. In fact, RoadSpoke works both with Waze and with Pandora, so you can get music and a tour, all while avoiding traffic. But the highway ecosystem is not just about drivers. The second biggest problem is that nearby stakeholders want to engage the huge stream of traffic. For example, 200,000 cars go by stores in tiny Norwalk, Connecticut every day. That's a lot of potential customers. And that's why RoadSpoke enthusiastically adopts the Waze premise that travel is better when we are informed and rewarded. The RoadSpoke app offers several marketing channels to reach drivers. It is a platform for a new media that allows conventional spoken ads as well as subtler, more effective advertorials. Gas Buddy sold for 650 million. Waze sold for 1 billion, even while the revenues were just very small. That's because location is key to creating urgency. How do we know that? Well, because proximity marketing increases sales by a whopping 240%. Conversion, deciding to purchase, is the spark that starts all supply chains everywhere. Using GPS-triggered podcasts, we turn roads into tours, drivers into tourists, and highways into endless shopping aisles. Now we show how GPS can be an actual link between some organizations in any sector, tiny to huge. In addition to basic advertisements, which we also do, it's called affiliate marketing. Let's take Blonde Abroad, Kirsten Rich. Kirsten Rich is a travel blogger with about 1 million fans. Kirsten is getting rich because she gets between 5 to 15% of any brand sales she drives business to. If you see her blog on your computer and hover over her image and say Kirsten in front of a Marriott hotel, then in the next 60 days, if you book a room at any Marriott worldwide, she gets paid. Marriott hotels, airlines, clothes, even auto insurance. RoadSpoke can unpack Kirsten's blog to create a travel tour that feeds her endless residuals long after she retires. Let's see how RoadSpoke can work with any number of these brands to increase sales and engagement. Let's take Walmart. What we're interested in is the Walmart app, which I have used in advance of a Walmart's shopping spree to scat out items. But there could be a lot more to the total app experience because the value of an app in terms of market value is measured by 3 things: how many folks use it, how much time they spend on it. And finally, the latest trend is how it connects, if it can operate on cross platforms and generate affiliate feeds. In fact, using curated content will fill the gap in your app. And that's why we created the RoadSpoke app. It's just like two apps in one, which drives traffic to stakeholders in small communities and large. But how are we different, better from any competition? As for other features, by including them, we turn the app into a hub that connects millions of potential income-producing affiliates. In particular, the proprietary deal radar feature finds upcoming time-sensitive discounts. The driver activates the function, no ad bombs, in the car to search for flash deals from upcoming local merchants. What we are proposing is, drum roll please, the official talking tour of America. In the beginning, the Spoken Road business model is quite humble. First, we start with a test run. We launch the longest talking tour on earth. We launch I-95 the tour because it's already 90% done. We have about 3,000 minutes, about 50 hours of content installed. We can provide the app free to Walmart app users. Plus, we see the app for $6.99 in various road tripper communities. At $6.99, we expect a unit contribution of $1.99 per app. So we generate income right from the start. Then there are the tremendous advertising partnership opportunities with gas, food, lodging, and we can also include white label tours, think Nat Geo's Civil War Tour of the South. Lastly, the app collects valuable data regarding driving habits. What we are proposing is that investors provide us with roughly $1,100,000 to fine-tune the app, market it, seed it. If I-95 is successful, then we go global and we go social. The Spoken Road is a natural extension of many American brands. The Spoken Road app will be an incredible value-added service. It becomes a tool to create community, but most of all, it will increase engagement. It increases stickiness. It creates a hub for affiliate marketing, all of which increases revenues for all stakeholders, so everyone wins. And it will accomplish all that because there are millions behind those mileposts. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Angus. All right, questions? Please speak up or take advantage of the chat box. Very good.
I figure after 5 hours on this, Cody,
there might be some.
I want to see your coffee or something. Syringe, perhaps.
I've been snacking on peanuts. I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. My beard's longer than it was when we started.
I bet.
Angus, why you want to do this?
Who's this? I apologize.
Vince?
Yeah, Vince.
I want to do this because I see it as a compliment, and I really see it as a compliment to I mean, I didn't say it and I'm not going to say it, but I mean, this could be where Waze goes. This is also, it is a search engine. I mean, as I evaluated this, it really says, I want to have billions, not millions, billions of road spokes across the country, across the world. I want to be what a road spoke. You take a picture, you speak into your app, speak about something, drop a road spoke, and then let's say 2 generations after you die, you could be at the Eiffel Tower, your grandkids, and they could look at the Eiffel Tower and see and hear what you, great-granddaddy, said and saw. So it connects over time, it connects over geography, and I think ultimately I think road spokes will blanket the world. The question is, I mean, and I say this honestly, if you don't know the question, you just got to go, what happened here? And it's a different prism. It's a different paradigm for Googling. You might not know where you are. You might be in the middle of the Masai Mara and you go, what's happened here? And you might learn about, you know, Leakey discovering early man or something. I mean, that's where I see it going.
Very good. Thank you. So in short, it could be a beautiful legacy.
Well, I don't know if it's a legacy for me, but I do think that hyperlocal...
Not for you, for people who are going to use them. Somebody has to buy this idea, right? Well, it has to be big why you want to use it.
Well, have you ever driven along the highway and wondered about where you're going? I mean, are you bored with like radio and you're going by Hoboken and you go, what the heck is Hoboken? And you turn it on, you find out Frank Sinatra was born there, or that baseball claims they were started there, or, you know, I mean, every town, there are literally there are a million stories behind every milepost. It really is true. I've got, like I've said, I've got every exit. If you drive down the interstate right now on I-95 with my app, and I'll show it to, because Cody asked about it, you know, you can hear about, you know, this is what it looks like. I don't know if people can see it. Can you see it, Cody?
Yeah, it's a little too bright.
There.
Is there somewhere we can go? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's just around me. That's nearby. No, that's I-95. So if I keep going, you know, it just goes into like, wow. And then, you know, it goes off. It's triggered as you're cruising down the road. And I have, you know, we have music. You could have a celebrity. I started this whole thing because I lived in the great out west. I lived in Park City.
The Boston Post Road is part of ancient mail delivery route between New York
and that uses Siri, your own, and that's the only way you can do it. All these other guys are using narrated SAG actors, Screen Actors Guild, which is wonderful, but they have huge files. I could populate the entire, you know, I could put road spokes every 20 feet across the continent of America, and I won't take up a whole lot of space, about 40 megabytes in your phone.
Beautiful, beautiful explanation. Thank you so much.
Anything else? And obviously location is really core to delivering money, frankly. I mean, if you are, you know, you're not going to respond to an ad on a radio about a mattress if you're driving down the road. But if you are driving down the road and somebody's going to pitch you like a cross reference, you get $5 of free Pepsi and Dorito products with every fill up of gas over $20 at the next exit, boy, you might pull over, right? But that's, and also I empower, my patent pending deal radar empowers the driver to search for things. I call that the Groupon of the highway. So I've got, and I also have told Cody, I own also streetopedia.com, roadopedia.com. I mean, it's basically Wikipedia assigned to location. But it also is an art form because it has to be interesting. It can't be like street Wikipedia where it's like, you know, Darien, Connecticut is located at 41 North, 52 East. I mean, and ultimately you will ask it. There was a great thing on 60 Minutes the other night about Holocaust survivors, and they were doing AI. And I have an AI girl on my board from, she actually works at Bloomberg, Leslie Barrett. And the idea is that basically, you know, anywhere you are, you will be able to ultimately ask a question like, you know, who was the architect here? Who owned the house here? I mean, we could have real estate implications beyond all call. So there's a lot, you know, that we can do, and it's all about location, using that as the link to transect people in Hub. Anything else?
There is a question from Will Wong. Who creates the content?
Well, ultimately, so one of the things that I was pitching is that it's a fabulous way right now to engage people in lockdown and COVID all across the country, young wannabe lawyers, writers, artists, people of that ilk who want to talk about their lives. I mean, you could have kids, you know, writing Mi Familia, My Hood, or Stories of My Lakota, you know, about people on the res. They could be doing, you know, Harlem Tales. So it could really be a very cool sort of nonprofit angle to it too, or at least social impact angle to it, which I find very sexy. I had a couple of girls who were involved in it, and frankly, they're Stanford and they're Penn people, but you know, I mean, they really thought it was great because they all want to be writers, and you know, they wanted to talk. They've given me quite a few of their road spokes.
I wonder if anybody who's still listening remembers that NPR did a whole, oh gosh, it was probably 5 or 6 years ago, where they had people recording stories.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would be
StoryCorps.
possible to contact them.
StoryCorps. I mean,
StoryCorps.
that's the other thing I could do, that I have had senior C-level meetings with Time magazine, with a guy named Greg Giangrande. I lost him because he was with Time magazine. He was the CIO. He thought it was a great idea to unpack ancient content of Time magazine all over the country and make it relevant again. As you're approaching something, a story from a town in the middle of, Omaha, Nebraska, has a story that Time might have wrote about it in 1938, and it's relevant because it's still true, it's still there, and it becomes news and relevant as you approach it. So I could be very, very important to somebody like the New York Times, Time Magazine, because what happens is I unpack their content all around the world, and that's what I'd like to do, really. I also had senior meetings with this AAA, with a guy named Mr. Parker, Matt Parker is somebody else, but and with Miss Stacy Barber, and they thought it was amazing. They said this could be the hub that we have. I need the oomph of, frankly, money, and to show that I could also be a big competitor to maybe some of the things that people are doing that will make them, will make me relevant, and they will sit up and listen. But I could unpack New York Times, Time Magazine, anything all over the world, even TV stories.
Wonderful. Any final questions?
I
Did
like
I-
it.
Did
Sounds
I
great.
answer your question?
Yes, I really think there's a lot of potential in that for sure.
Thank you.